am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy and fine. I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey, you should get in line. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jess from Jess InSight. Hope everyone is doing great today. Today we're going to do a chit chat video. Just wanted to go over some topics that I've been getting a lot, so just thought I'd, do a little chit chat with you, but not alone. I'm here with my friend Stella. Say hi, Stella. Hey girl, hey. Stella Rosa Black is my favorite wine, so we're about to... If I could open it, that would be cool. Is it opening? There we go. Stella was being a little feisty, but she here. So we're gonna pour ourselves a glass. Maybe a tall one, we'll see. I think about there. Yeah, about there is fine. Just me, okay. Just a little disclaimer. Some of the things I'm gonna say you probably will agree with. Some of the things I'm gonna say maybe you don't agree with, and that's okay. Everyone has different perspectives, different ideologies, different viewpoints on life. So, my viewpoint will always be your viewpoint and vice versa. So I just wanna go ahead and throw that out there because I know some people are gonna be like, but again, my channel, my opinion.
You implied that. I said what I said. Okay, well what you said was some bull. But you don't like it, you don't like it. I sure damn don't like it.
We got our wine, we got me. I am ready to talk about some of these topics. So, cheers, let's get started. In order for Christians to believe in manifestation, I just think it's something that maybe you can pray really hard on. I really want to exchange the word manifestation for prayer, because I believe as a prayer warrior, you can definitely get what you're looking for, should it be in God's will. So that's kind of my sense of that word. So one of the core things that us women get is standards. Girl, you need to lower them standards because you're asking way too much. If I could write a list of all the things that people tell me are like, girl, like you have such high expectations, you have such high this, such high that. And honestly, I really want to encourage you to stay in your own path and stay in what you believe in, because your standards are your standards and they shouldn't be something that someone has an opinion to, that someone could easily sway you or move you from this or that. Personally, I believe that you should have a list of qualities that you want in your future partner, and you should not deviate from that. So I deem it the husband wish list, which not exactly of like material things or physical things, like, oh, he needs to have a 6-pack abs, he needs to be over 7 foot tall, or like a pro player. Like there's nothing like that on this list. It's not physical. It's not anything that you can just create a Barbie or a Ken of your spouse. This is more of these resolute items that will not change, that you are holding of importance to you. So for example, I'm gonna pull up my list. My list is intense and I actually have it locked. It's a note that I have locked on my phone because I just don't want anyone to come across it. So I do take that list pretty seriously. First thing that I wrote was have a foundation with God. And so like things like that, you want like attributes that someone has. So chivalry, like for me, a resolute, like on my wish list, a thing is I need someone that opens the door and pumps gas. I know that might seem like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Yes, I am. And this is something that is very important to me. I believe when I have a future spouse or a future husband, I should never have to open my door or pump gas. Not to say I won't do it, especially if I'm running errands, driving my car, doing whatever. But if I'm with my spouse and we're in the same car, I do not expect myself to get out and pump my gas, like ever, if he's there with me. And I understand that that could be like, ooh, girl, you're a little high maintenance, you're a little this or you're a little that. It's just courtesy, and it is, you know, something that I would like my future spouse to have. Your future spouse can do whatever they want, but my future spouse needs to open the door and pump gas in the car if we're in the car together. I will pump my own gas. I will open my own door if I'm in the car by myself, running my own errands, doing whatever I need to do, blah, blah, blah. But if we are running errands together, if we are going to an event together, if we're in the same car for any reason, you best open my door and close it, and you best pump my gas. Because I actually have a fear of pumping my gas at night. So I feel like if I properly said that to my spouse, they would know that and would pump my gas for me, because they know that that's a what's it called, you know how we have love languages, like that's part of my love language. That's how you show that you care for me. And it is what it is. Like that's something that I would expect of my future spouse. But in your future spouse, you can ask or say whatever you would like to say. But for my spouse, me and my house, these fingers would not touch a pump. So I know, ridiculous, but it's something that's important to me, and that is something that I will treasure. So I would want a spouse that would feel that way. And for example, if they wanted something of me, I would make that concession knowing that they're doing this for me. So everything's about a give and take, and it's about being mature and being open and communicative in a relationship. So you need to express these things and say these things and put them up front so that your partner knows what to expect. You can't expect yourself to just wake up, have a boyfriend one day, get married, live together, and expect everything to be hunky-dory without explaining or working throughout the expectations of your relationship while you're in the boyfriend and girlfriend stage, while you're in a fiancé stage to a husband and wife stage. Like, those are developments that you take, that you need to start expressing what different levels of commitment, what different acts, what different things that you require from you and your husband, or you and your boyfriend, or you and your fiance. You need to express that, because that's the only way you need to be sure of what you're entering into. I say this too because, yes, I may not be in a relationship right now, but I've seen a lot and I know what I want and what I don't want, which means that I am willing to wait then settle. I feel like there's a hard line with ladies nowadays that they expect, oh, I want to get married within 2 years. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. And they're just willing to make these concessions on things that are not really what they wanted or what they hoped. You know, for example, like, I'm not going to go get in a relationship with someone who doesn't have the same faith as me. So immediately that foundation is different. I'm not going to go in a relationship where they like to party every single day and I like to stay in. That's not going to work. You need to find and start cultivating, you know, core personality, like what your couple personality is and what it's going to be and what you expect to do together, in front of people, all that stuff. Like, I feel like you have to figure out who you are to add somebody into that mix. So I digress. I can get a whole tangent on that. We can talk, girl, if you want. We can talk. We can have another one of these and we can talk, because I got a whole bunch of stuff on my mind, okay? A whole bunch of stuff. Trust and believe, okay? Period. Now, I also want to get into this concept of a high maintenance woman, because I feel like that's what some people look at me as. I feel like there's a concept of men being afraid to approach certain women because one, it might hurt their feelings, or they have expectation without actually talking to someone. Like, people make things up in their heads all the time without talking to people, so you never know, like, you never know what someone's real, like, prerogative or real, like, ideas are on somebody until you ask them. And so for me, I feel like the high maintenance women is becoming such a bigger thing now, especially in 2022, 2021. You know, women are bosses. We are doing our own thing. We have multiple revs of income. We're expecting more of men. Honestly, we are expecting so much more of men that we are requiring them to come up and up and up. And it's kind of, I feel like some guys, I don't know, y'all tired, you need some help, you need a break, I don't know. But I feel like they're putting this sense into a box of like, well, if I'm talking to this girl, if I'm not at the level she's at or higher, I'm insecure, I can't talk to her, I have all these things. When in reality, girls are willing to talk to you if they see characteristics in you. They're willing to push you forward, push you into a, you know, a setting of, hey, I see that he's working to get there. If he's working to get there, I can work with that. Or if she's working to get there, you can work with that. Honestly, like, men are putting these women in a case and women are putting these men in a case, and we need to start like breaking that a little bit and having actual conducive conversations, because that's the only way you're gonna get to know somebody. I feel like there's women just going about like hoping and praying, like, oh my gosh, I hope he likes me, I hope this, I hope that. Like, go, this is not Disney Channel. Like, it's not like a fairy tale. It's not like, oh my goodness, I'm going to wait, my prince is gonna come and he's gonna slip the shoe on my foot and we're gonna live happily ever after, blah blah blah. That is not the real world, honey. You need to get up, make concessions, still understand what are your vital core characteristics you're looking for, and get that across. Like, these are the things that are my deal breakers. I am looking for this. If you meet this, I can work with everything else. Like, you just have to compromise, and I feel like people are not compromising enough or saying enough to get people to do this or that. But you just got to. You have to write this list down. You have to figure out what you're looking for, because if you don't, you won't know what you're looking for. Like, you need to have something to go off of. You can't just be like, I'm going to make a wish, click my heels 3 times and my magic man is going to appear. It doesn't work like that. It takes work and it takes dedication if you want that to happen to you right now. I'm personally in a state where I am bossed up, living my best life, trying to figure out my next step, trying to grow in Christ, trying to grow my business, trying to grow my career. And that's kind of where I'm going. My last topic before I wrap it up is people pleaser. So I have a struggle with this because I feel like personally most of the time I am trying to people please, but I do have realized in my past couple of years of living, I'm only 26 years old, but there's some years in this, and I personally have learned that you can't be nice to everyone all the time. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. You cannot be nice to everyone all the time, and not everyone is worth your time or worth being nice to. But the Christian way is we love everyone and we are respectful of everyone, but that does not mean that we give our time to a negative space. For example, if I have a friend who is telling me all day, like she's repeating it back and forth, that I am a great friend, she loves me, all this stuff, but then on another hand goes and, you know, every opportunity in every scenario drags you down, drags your personality, your self-esteem, your, you know, your joy that you have in the world detrimental to you, your mental health, you as a person, and eventually will cause just negative effects. And you don't want that to happen because you are naturally a bubbly person, but you're gonna have to cut that friendship and stop being nice to that person, because at the end of the day, your well-being and your happiness is worth more. Hopefully that makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is being nice all the time is just going to get you walked over, and you won't survive in the world being that way. And even eventually, if you have a partner that stands up for you and does this, there's scenarios you came into this world alone. You're gonna leave this world alone. You need to live in the world alone to know who you are as a person and how you need to get about your life. And the only way to do that is to live through these experiences of growing within yourself. So you can't rely on your parents, you can't rely on your pastor, you can't rely on your friends, you can't rely on all these people to make the decision for you. You have to go out and learn yourself on how to do these things, how to get out of situations, how to, you know, learn and, you know, grow from difficult circumstances, how to make your own bills, how to make your own rent, how to, you know, work and live, feed yourself, and all these things. Like, these things will teach you and make you grow. And the only way to do that is to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And sometimes the first step of that is to get rid of friendships that don't make you better. So when you get, as you get older, your friendship groups are going to get smaller for a reason, because you're going to start to realize that some things are just not worth it. Some friendships need to be left in the past and they need to stay there. There's no reason for you to be dragged under trying to bring someone up, trying to move them past, trying to get them to see this, see that, when in reality they're dragging you down and keeping you from being the person you're meant to be, which is a boss, which is queen energy, which is life, which is everything great. But they're keeping you from that, and you're not realizing it because you're so dependent on pleasing them, being the friend that you need to be, and all that jazz. Girl, I can go on a sermon right now on that, because there's people who are not worth your time, and you should not spend any more time on these people. But I digress. These are just some topics that I have. Trust me, there's gonna be plenty more of these to come. We just gonna be on here forever, okay? We're gonna be on here forever, but I have plenty of more topics to go. I definitely appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you'll see a lot more chit chats coming your way. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video as always. Thanks, guys.